This is From the Petty Corner. I'm Petty Diana, and today I have Johnny Magna here with me. He's a pro wrestler who is making his Power Slap debut June 27th at Power Slap 13. Welcome to the Petty Corner, Johnny.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, I'm glad to have you. It's really cool to see the crossover with wrestling and Power Slap. But I believe you're the only pro wrestler outside of Cooper Housley that has been slapped by a professional power slapper.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. Isn't my opponent a wrestler too that has no experience at all and doesn't smack that hard?
I was talking about the video that went around the internet of Chelsea Dodson throwing water in your face and slapping you.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, she smacks pretty hard, dude. I almost passed out after
Really?
that.
We'll have to let her know.
Harder than Ryan fucking Kenny. I'm sorry, can I curse on here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Harder than Ryan Kenny.
So you were a part of the last Power Slap camp. How was that for you?
It was pretty exciting. I had never experienced something like that before. You know, like Danny Walker walked in there while we were training. I was like, and then Dana White came and saw us, and that was pretty fun. But then I got to talk to Robert Trujillo too, which like I've been watching Power Slap since the beginning. So I didn't even know he was from Albuquerque in the beginning, and then I found out he was from Albuquerque, and then I was like, oh shit. And so once I got to go train over there and he was there, I like had a one-on-one with him, and I was like, you're my fucking hero. We're gonna do it. Like for Albuquerque, we're gonna bring it up. That was fun. It was one of the most fun experiences of my life.
I love it. Yeah, Rob. He has his own day too, Robert Trujillo Day.
For what?
In his town, Raton.
Raton, yeah.
Yeah. Just from I don't know, from fighting and stuff like that, and when he contributes to the community, they gave him his own day. But that's pretty cool.
Dope. I did not know that.
Yeah, and I believe it's April 24th.
Dang, what's that, like his birthday?
I don't know. But what was your biggest takeaway from the camp? Because a lot of the times people don't realize that there's so much that goes into Power Slap that people just think that you guys just get up on the stage and slap each other. What would you say your biggest takeaway was from the camp, or something that you didn't realize until you got there?
So when I got there, I thought this shit was gonna be simple, like super simple. You stand in front of somebody, you smack them, and that's that, right? But then it's like you really don't understand how much goes into the footwork, really. You know, like not moving your feet takes away so much power from a slap that like you have to relearn how to slap powerful while having your feet still, but at the same time it's like I don't know, you can only do that so many times before you get knocked out, you know? So it's really a thin line of like you have to hit it perfect, you have to make it count, or else the second your turn is over and you didn't get him, now you're fucked kind of. That's the way I see it, you know. But yeah, there's a lot more science that goes into it than I thought. You know, it's really not as simple as sitting there and smacking somebody.
Yeah. It's really cool to see the creativity that people come up with their coaches for the training styles that go into it too. So yeah, I'm excited to see it. But your opponent also is another professional wrestler. How is your guys' relationship? Were you guys like friendly in the camp? Did you guys know each other before?
No, I didn't know any of these guys. So to be honest with you, out of all the wrestlers that were at that camp, I think I'm the greenest. I think everyone there had 5+ years, 10+ years, something like that. I'm only on like I just got my first year in the ring, and then I trained 7 months before that. So like I don't know, like of all these guys, they kind of all knew each other and they had like a history and stuff like that. But me, I'm like the baby, so nobody knew me. I didn't know anybody. Um, he was actually the first guy I met at the combine. Our rooms were on like the same floor or something, so we were in the elevator. And he looked kind of stocky, so I kind of like looked over at him and I was like, "You here for Power Slap?" And he was like, "Yeah." And so we started talking and shit. And then that's when I found out that all of us were wrestlers there. And then, but other than that, no, we didn't really hang out or like nothing like that, you know?
Yeah. I love how you say you're the baby here or in wrestling, but now it's like you guys are all the babies going into Power Slap, respectfully, because I would
Yeah.
never do it.
No, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. But why did you become a wrestler?
Um, so when I was a kid, I was a huge wrestling fan, like right off the bat. I would always put on the Rey Mysterio mask and watch all his matches or Jeff Hardy or whatever. And so I kind of would always get in trouble growing up for going to school and doing all that type of shit. So I got in trouble for it. And so uh I always knew I wanted to be a professional athlete. So I did every sport you could think of growing up, literally. Cheerleading, wrestling, football, rugby, soccer, basketball, you name it, I did it, right? And so eventually I was here in New Mexico playing for the Albuquerque Aardvarks, and which is a rugby team here. And one of the owners of the Aardvarks knows one of the owners of Duke City Championship Wrestling out here before that company even started. So he went up to him and was like, "Hey, I got this big 6'4" Puerto Rican motherfucker. You should get him to training and see if he does anything good for you. I think he'll be good." So Fred Slow got me in contact with Thunder from out here, and that's my coach, Thunder. And ever since then, I loved it. I joined, was super good at it. Every sport beforehand had prepped me for this pretty much with like the rolls, taking the bumps, and whatever. And it kind of really fell on my lap. I was never looking to be a wrestler. It just happened to show up here. I did it, and turned out really good for me.
I love it. That's awesome. And I love that you brought up Rey Mysterio because he is like such a huge fan of Power Slap and he goes to a lot of them. So we might even see him there
I'd
at
be
your
so
fight.
excited. You have no clue. I'd be a little girl cheering and shit.
Okay, so you were a professional wrestler for a year and now you're stepping in the world of professional slap fighting. Why did you want to come over and do slap fighting?
To be honest, well, one, I think I'm good at it. Like, let's just put that out there. Like, I had a interview before where I was like, I'm not. This is probably the last time I'm gonna say this, but I've been knocking motherfuckers out, dude. Like back home for free. So first of all, I was like, that is already like a done deal for me. I'll get in there. But also, my life has changed in such a year's time. It's ridiculous. Like literally, it's ridiculous. I went from just being a security guard to a professional wrestler. That got me going all around the country and stuff. And then now, because of wrestling, I met Simbodi, and another opportunity has yet presented itself. So why wouldn't I take it? Like roll with the punches. I slow down now.
Yeah. No, I love it. Okay, so there's actually a lot of heavyweights that have security guard background, so it'll be fun to see the matchups that they make in the future with you guys. Yeah, I can think of three off the top of my head that are professional, or they're security guards and they play college football. But you played rugby, so it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
Do you have any nerves about going on the stage? I know, like you're always going in front of a crowd and everything. This one's not going to be a big crowd because I believe you guys are going to be on the pre-recordings. But you don't have any nerves or nothing.
Fuck no. No, I've been performing in front of hundreds of people since I was like a kid. And then when I got into wrestling, that kind of knocked a little bit of the stage fright out of me too. But then also I do stand up comedy. So like I don't have like an ounce of stage fright in me. What I am worried about is fouling. That's my biggest thing. Is like that. That's the only thing that would make me nervous out of all of this. It's not the crowd. It's not the other guy. It's fouling. Like ruining it for myself. That's really the bad part.
Yeah, that tends to happen on your first go around. A lot of new people fail. Some of them don't. It's just because it's like a game of millimeters too, like where you hit for the club and keeping your feet placed and all that. Um, but yeah, are you nervous about taking a slap?
No.
That doesn't freak you out.
No. I've been hit so many times that in a way, I already know what it's gonna feel like. Like I don't know. I've been hit so many times. I remember there was this one time, the hardest I've probably ever been hit was in rugby. I hit this guy head on head contact, and I got up and I started like horse walking and stuff. But that was like a full on me running at that guy, his head going into my head. Like I don't think me standing there taking a slap is going to be more brutal than that.
Yeah. And they do a coin toss to decide who goes first. Do you care if you go first or not? I know a lot of people say that they like to be slapped first because it kind of wakes them up. And then some people are like, no, I just want to go first and try to get
Yeah,
it over
that's
with.
fucking stupid. I want to go first. I want to knock him out and not get slapped unless I have to. But I mean, like, if people want to prove their point and get slapped, go for it. But I mean, that's just like an unnecessary. That's
Yeah.
so unnecessary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't have to prove shit.
Well, some people still said that they like it because it kind of like wakes them up and like fuels them to like, slap harder and get aggressive.
The win will wake you up 10 times more if you fucking knock him out. I promise you'll sit there like all full of adrenaline and shit.
That's true. Are you going to bring like your wrestling persona over or are you going to try to separate them?
No, I'm definitely separating them. I don't think this is like the world where I want to bring my wrestling persona, which to be honest with you, you're probably not even going to tell the difference because my wrestling character is really me turned up by 10 anyways. So, I mean, I don't get to curse. Most of the family, the shows I go to are family friendly and stuff like that. So you'll you'll still see like a little different side of me and stuff like that. But no, you'll really be seeing me on this one.
I love it. Do you have any family and friends flying in to watch your match?
Yeah, I actually have my media manager AJ DeLeon's a local comedian coming with me, and we're gonna try and he booked a comedy date for me out there. So I'll be doing comedy at the Sea Lounge on the 26th, and then the match is on the 27th.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. And what time is that?
I think doors open at 8 and goes until midnight at the Sea Lounge.
Nice. Do you have a walkout song picked out already?
Hell yeah, MIA Paper Planes. I was like,
Oh, I love it.
what can I do to get the crowd on my side from the bat? And originally, I was thinking like "Bright Side" by the Killers because every time that song comes on, everyone knows the words, everyone sings it. But I was like, that doesn't really fit the mood. So hopefully, MIA Paper Planes will like get everyone hyped up. You know.
Yeah. And what are your final thoughts going into this match?
Honestly, I'm dripping confidence going into this shit, and I really just I can see it. I believe I'm gonna win. I know I'm gonna win. I don't know. I'm just extremely confident. You know, like I do not allow myself 1 inch of doubt, and I really believe I'm gonna do something great for New Mexico right now.
I love it. Well, Johnny, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time, and I'm excited to see your debut. Good luck to you.
Thank you for having me. I'll be keeping up on the up.
Yes, of course. Thank you.